so hopefully that does not happen. But if both of them updated it, then it should be fine for the both of them.
Alright, and there they go. Sal was maybe a couple seconds slower, but alright. Finally getting started. Sorry for the late start. So, yeah. Let's see how this goes. So early goals. Yeah, early goals I mentioned, there's Talk to Cloth is probably the earliest possible goal on the board, other than potentially any of the randomized goals. And after that, probably stuff like check 2 nail masters is actually reasonably possible as soon as they get some kind of verticality. Zero, of course, as soon as they find stream nail.
According to chat, Sal left spoiler log on when they restarted the game.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh well. I think that's... I don't know what we should... I
mean, we can trust that was most likely just a mistake due to it toggling it back on immediately after you restart the game.
Yeah.
So Pyro's getting an early drop into Zelda, who unfortunately has no progression for him.
Looks like pretty much nothing useful at all. Although I think that was Weaver Song, which is technically a boulder killer.
Yeah.
If either of them actually wants to use it as such. Although I don't think that's
Pyro
actually...
checking grubs. He's going to see the one grub Lumafly Lantern, actually. That could be absolutely massive. But Sal is also going to check it. And a dash at very high grubs.
One grub, notably, is already in Logic, because there are 4 grubs that you can get in Crossroads, and all grub-based progression items are required to have a 3 grub tolerance. So that lantern is already in Logic as progression.
Yes. So it could definitely be that that intended progression here is to immediately go to peaks.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see if either runner decides to take that early.
Pyro missing the spike kill, losing a little bit of time, but Sal actually managing to make up a little bit of that missed time. It's good that they both checked early grubs, so
at least neither of them are going to be left behind. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the sort of thing where if one player decides to skip grubs and that actually is the intended progression, then is Pyro doing the Vengefly Pogo to Max Shard? Looks like.
Okay, this could be...
Barely manages to avoid getting the Vengefly killed on the Gome. Meanwhile, Sal is just continuing straight over to towards the Stag Station. Probably going to go to False Night would be my guess. Well, I'm going to check the Stag and the Dirtmouth Stag first, but
yes.
Shape of Un is...
Sal electing to skip the Dirtmouth Stag check is very interesting.
And Pyro's out of logic check turns out to be not particularly useful. Also, Sal going ahead and freeing a grub here. I'd like to see Sal get the the lantern. But I guess it makes sense to go do False Night first.
Yeah.
Because it is certainly a lot faster than the checks in Crystal Peaks and Resting Grounds.
Interesting, actually, both runners have skipped Dirtmouth Stag. Not really sure if that could just be just forgetting it exists, because occasionally that is something that sometimes it's difficult to remember, especially considering I know Purple has been away from Rando for a little bit, so he may not have had as much experience with the newer version as perhaps the other people in this tournament.
Yeah, as of right now, we're still on the hunt for some more progression. I'll be interested to see if there is actually anything else in Crossroads or if it is actually at Crystal Peaks. Looking like not sure who's going to be done with False Night first, but I'm guessing. Oh yeah, Sal's.
Yeah, it looks like Sal's
finishing up False Night right now.
And Grimchild at False Night, that is another check and potentially access to fight Troopmaster Grim. Though that is not in Logic right now.
For that to be in Logic, they would have to have a couple of spells first. Because on easy Logic, at least, it'll never require you to fight bosses without spells.
Yeah.
There's no goals on the board.
Spore Shroom is another boulder killer, though interestingly it is not in easy Logic. But due to Weaver Song at Iselda, we do know that it is possible for us to leave boulders behind in Logic.
Yep.
So now we see Sal going back to check Dirtmouth Stag, which is going to reward Sal with a potential goal, but unfortunately not on this board.
Yep, just steady body.
We're going to see both runners now going to check Grimchild. Seems like both runners here have a very similar line of thinking, in that they're going to check this and then most likely go back, pick up that lantern, and
they've both rescued one grub, so they can go ahead and do that immediately.
Yes. Pyro's also equipping Spore Shroom, which Sal elects not to do.
Going to Green Path. Which could be an interesting route divergence. Pyro is picking up the lantern.
And it looks like he is now going to be going to Green Path.
Yep.
So this is a...
Meanwhile, Sal is going to be going to Crystal Peaks, I think.
Now Peaks is...
No, going to Sly first, actually, it looks like.
Okay. It is fairly understandable at this point to be wanting to still continue checking shops, because
there are a bunch of random items on the board.
Yes. So it could be that any one of the shops could be more access or one of the random goals.
Yep. Although right now the only ones that would actually give a goal immediately would be the Stags. Or Ismist here, I suppose.
You're going to see the the cleanup after Grozmother, particularly painful with absolutely no progression and no damage charms.
Pyro doing the slightly missing the this Vengefly Pogo to get up to upper green path.
This skip can get very annoying if you miss it once.
Yeah,
and if you fall
and
down,
it's not helping if you fall down.
And Sal is going to fight Strength at Sly. That could be a big advantage in terms of bosses go. And this is a very boss-heavy board.
Pyro
We'll see if Pyros
actually
elects
make
to save.
Yeah. All right. So now,
Looks like Sal is going to go up.
To Crystal Peaks.
Okay. I like this play from Sal because that early Lantern at 1 grub really does point towards Peaks being something.
Yep. And I'm not sure if any of if Sporeshroom or Weaver Song are actually Boulder killers on easy logic.
I know for sure Sporeshroom is not. I do believe Weaver Song is, however.
Yeah. No, Pyros isn't rushing a green path goal. There's actually nothing that either of them. There are no goals that are currently possible for either of them. So they're both just looking for progression. Apparently, Weaver Song and Sporeshroom are both medium logic.
Oh, okay.
And given that the racers are on easy logic, they do not, or technically all of Green Path is currently out of logic.
Yeah, so this could potentially be a
decent advantage for Sal. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if Pyros decides to... If Pyros decides to go all the way through Green Path down to Queen Station as well, that is a lot of time invested into what could potentially be nothing.
Yep. Oh, there's a Dream Nail.
Right, that is...
actually gives access to the 0 goal, which could mean that Pyros wants to go to Resting Grounds now.
Yes.
Also Thorns, which is not particularly useful. But it looks like Pyros is going to go fight Hornet first.
Alright.
Meanwhile, Sal's still going through the dream cutscene.
Yeah.
It's slow.
This is a particularly long...
This is currently the only in-logic progression remaining is through Resting Grounds. Or the only in-logic locations remaining. Oh, there's Mantis Claw. Yep. That's it.
Alright. This has potential to be absolutely huge if Pyros doesn't turn around quickly. Hopefully after he sees what's at Hornet,
there's a Mothwing
won't decide
under 300 essence. It's like 270 something. There's Hera.
This could be a potential faster way to get to Resting Grounds, but it wouldn't be that much.
A Vengefly Pogo to get over to Salubra. And it looks like that's the direction where Pyros is going.
This is good as well, because it means he can also check the Salubra herself.
Yeah. Salubra and Sly, actually. Because I don't think Pyros has checked either of them. Pyros is stopping to get some grubs on the way. I'm not entirely sure why. I would be surprised if the 18 grub Mothwing Cloak is at all relevant.
An interesting point from chat, Pyros does actually have out-of-logic access to Cloth with an infection pogo into Wastes.
True.
Interesting to note as well, Sal also cannot talk to Cloth in Wastes right now, as once you get Claw, Cloth will disappear from Wastes, and the only ways to speak to her then are to either go to where she appears in Ancient Basin, or in where she can also appear in Deep Nest next to the failed tramway bench. So this could potentially be an early goal for Pyros if he chooses to leave this for any longer.
And so, checking motto here. Just Wanderer's Journal, but it is one of the two nail masters needed for that goal.
Yeah.
Pyros, meanwhile, setting up the infected benchfly skip. Just going to use it to get to Salubra at first.
Yeah. Unfortunately has a Tailor, but nothing else.
A Tailor and nothing else.
Yeah.
And he's going to go and check Sly as well, it looks like.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sal is going to do a very reasonable play for early Claw, which is to immediately go into Cliffs and presumably further into... That is good as well. Getting an in-logic boulder killer as well. I don't believe Sal has any the other boulder killers equipped. So
we'll be
having
able
that
to,
one,
check Boulder Shell after going down that way. Also noteworthy that Sal is skipping Joni's Blessing for now, despite having Lantern.
That is a very long check to do with no horizontal movement.
Indeed.
So it is understandable that Sal might want to avoid that.
Save it for later, yeah.
See, Pyro's going along the route through Crystal Peaks, and not the potential infection pogo into Blue Lake.
Sal, of course, ends up being able to take a bit of a shortcut through Green Path that unfortunately Pyro's ended up doing the long way.
And it looks like Sal is going to go all the way over to Greenpath Stag and find the Dream Knell at the relic right there.
Yep.
Which sort of loses the advantage that Pyros had as long as he...
Although Pyros, I think, still
rushes.
is going to be able to get 0 first.
Yes.
Assuming nothing too catastrophic happens.
Mm.
Although it could be a race. Pyros certainly doesn't have very good damage. Fireball in particular is very good against 0. Because you can get a lot of like double or triple hits against 0.
Not to mention as well, Sal has close benches to the fight as well, so it could be that as soon as...
kind of close benches. Not incredibly close, but close-ish. And yeah, Pyros is just gonna immediately fight 0. I think this is probably his goal. It's also worth remembering that there was a cloak at, what was it, 270 essence? Something like that? Which is definitely possible right now.
Yes. With the claw at,
Claw it, Dream Nail, and of course, they already have lanterns, so no eyes is possible.
Yes.
Although slightly annoying.
And another annoying Dream Boss would be Elder Who as well, which would be accessible with the claw at Dream Knell.
Yep. Zero, Gorb, and Who should all be. Are they in logic without dash? They should be, I think.
I do. I can see why Elder Who would not be in logic without dash.
Yeah, Elder
but-
Who might require dash. Just because he's so annoying. But yeah, Fungal Wastes is definitely all in logic. Because you can get there via the Queen Station, just climbing up the wall in there. Oh, all Dream Warriors need dash and easy logic? Okay.
Right.
That's interesting. So, where's Sal heading right now?
Looks like Sal is going to be heading down to Queens, presumably to access Fungal Wastes.
Maybe the lore tablets in Mantis Village. That's certainly possible right now.
Yeah.
Sal also skipped autopilot seal.
And opting to go into Willow's room for whatever reason.
Okay, so looks like Sal's going to be continuing into Fungal Wastes now. Looks like I think technically you can get to Leg Eater with Claw. It's a little bit of a tricky jump, but it should be possible. But you do actually need some sort of movement in order to reach Leg Eater.
Yeah.
At least from below.
Yeah. Though it is much easier with any air stall, which Sal does have at this point.
Yep. There's a Paylor, which
Okay.
is 1 out of 3 needed for Nail 3.
Just
keep an eye on that. And there was one in a shop, so.
Yeah. I don't believe Sally's seen that one.
Oh, at Soul Catcher.
Right, that's a good goal for Pyros then.
Yeah, okay. Pyros marks it. And yeah, that's actually a pretty big deal. Oh, and I guess Pyros is checking well now. Always a good place to check when you get Claw. Just Wanderer's Journal, though. So now I think Pyros is going to be going into Fog Canyon, probably following that up with Leg Eater. That would be my guess. So they're going to be probably pretty close to each other in. Oh, or is Pyros going to almost gets the infection pogo? I guess this is a little bit of a shortcut, although it means you don't get the relic check in the top of Fog Canyon.
Yeah. Though it is worth noting, without horizontal, getting that check is actually a little bit difficult. It requires a damage boost.
Claw, so.
Oh, I know they do have claw. Never mind.
Lets you get that pretty easily.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's see what's at Leg Eater. I was taking a look here. Looks like a bunch of Geo and
not much else.
Some Geo, some Mask Shards, and that's about it.
Right, so it looks like we're going to have a race down to what I presume will be Mantis Village.
Oh yeah, they're going to be
Um,
racing for that goal in order to
mm,
get the 2 lore tablets. And they have pretty much the exact same movement, except Pyros does also have Isma's Tear.
mm.
Though that's not too impactful.
Does mean he can be a
Sal
little
is
bit
like,
less
yeah.
careful in
Oh,
those
and
runs.
that actually, that Isma's Tear is enough to mean Pyros is slightly ahead going
Mm,
into this room. And of course, neither of them are going to be able to talk to Cloth here, given that they both have Claw already.
mm.
Oh, and
And
Pyros
Pyros
is
is
unaware of that, it seems like. And he's
mm,
losing the advantage he had on the race to Mantis Village.
mm,
Oh, never mind. Pyros is going back to fight Elder Who. That'll get him to 200 essence out of the 270 he needs for
Dash.
Dash. Yes.
It could be that he's planning on going to check cliffs after this and get Gorb on the way, which is totally doable, though does take a little bit more time, and he has just forfeited the read both lore tablets goal. And chat also pointing out that Trampass was below 200 essence, so this
Oh
alone
yeah,
can also give him that.
that's a good point. And that also gives the 8 map pins goal.
Hmm.
Although they would need a bit
Although,
of money for that, and it's not always a good idea to spend all that money on something that's otherwise completely useless.
yeah.
It's also worth noting that Sal skipped the first Mantis Village lore tablet, which is
Hmm.
also this Mantis Pogo can be a little bit tricky, especially since
Hmm.
I think Sal still has Strength equipped.
Hmm.
Ooh, almost made
Oh,
it.
that
Yeah,
was
I
hurt,
think
see.
this check is actually not in logic right now, but
Hmm.
it is possible if you do a good enough Mantis Pogo.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sal is actually skipping both Mantis lore tablets.
Hmm.
Just going straight to the bench, maybe planning on coming back to get that claw
No, he
check.
is. It looks like he was thinking about going up to get the other one. It's actually north of the
Deciding to go
village
to the bench
itself.
first, though. Go to the bench, check Dash Master, and then
Hmm.
after that, see what's what, I guess. Unbreakable Heart, okay. And yep, Pyros is fighting Gorb. So that'll be 300 essence, which should get him both Tram Pass and the Dash that were at essence.
And looks like now he is getting up to get that read both lore tablets goal.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Gonna go read this lore tablet and then probably go back into Mantis Village for the other one. As well as probably another attempt at the at Mantis Pogo. Okay, that's one lore tablet. Yeah. Actually, did Sal read the other one already on the way down? Oh, Sal apparently did.
I
Okay.
believe he did, yes.
Oh, looks like I've got the colors wrong.
Mm.
Yeah, there we go. That should be updated. Oh, are the
Oh, we got no game audio.
is the audio not working or something? Or
Could be that Sal's audio is down. We can switch to Pyros.
yep.
See if
See if that's working. Oh, yeah.
there we go.
That's
There we go.
didn't even realize that was not going through for some reason.
Hmm.
Okay. Alright, Sal, you've already, oh boy. 1 HP.
Alright.
Try not to die. And accidentally kills the mantises with the spore shroom. That's unfortunate. Anyway, Pyro's, I think, actually is... Oh, Sal's checking Soul Catcher, which is going to get Isma's tier.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Pyro's now has a bit of an advantage thanks to being on a bit of an essence gathering spree.
Hmm. You should now be able to
Oh, and we should
get
be
back.
updating the scores. Sorry, that was
Okay.
not working.
Mm.
Or not. Not there yet. Okay.
There we go.
Sal's going back to fight Hornet. Alright. Oh, Pyro's didn't get the bench in resting grounds. That's why he's going back through here.
Yes, I was wondering if he was going to go up into peaks with no dash, which would take a bit of a long time, especially considering that he does have perfect access to it now.
And Sal finds Hera, which is infection, but otherwise not particularly useful right now. So what now?
Like Sal is deciding where to go. Probably going to go check Salubra, or maybe this could be the infection pogo to right side, potentially. Meanwhile, Pyro is going to be picking up his dash here.
Also getting wraiths, which I had missed the first time through.
Yes.
Which is half of the of what he needs for Abyss Shriek.
Mm.
Yeah, Essence actually had quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yep, and chat's making a good point that at this point they can do an infection pogo to get to city, which also would be good for checking 2 nail masters. Oh, so that's a goal that they could probably.
As well as you could quite easily drop down to Ancient Basin from Right Side City and use that to talk to Cloth in Basin.
Mm-hmm.
So that does take a little bit of time to get down there.
Pyro's just doing a quick glade check. A white fragment.
Unfortunately, not too helpful.
Not too helpful unless there's something in Birthplace.
Yeah.
Which is possible, but not particularly likely, I think.
Yeah.
Though, who knows? We do have a bunch of random goals that have no duplicates, so it could be a while before some of those get found.
Alright. I'm saying Sal goes to Right City, presumably, through Blue Lake.
Barely manages to get that pogo, thanks to strength, meaning it takes fewer hits to kill that thing, so... Meanwhile, Pyros is checking the items past Massive Boss Charger. I'd say Pyros definitely still has the advantage thanks to having already gathered this essence.
Yeah.
So, despite the slight slowness in going to Green Path first, it turns out to be Going
helpful
reasonably
for
well.
him. It was definitely helpful for him because it definitely guided him to start doing dream bosses early.
Yeah.
In that it meant that
Picking up the dream bell. Yeah.
once he went to resting grounds, he was already practically on top of Zero, and further incentivized by it being a goal.
I mean, he had killed Zero before he even checked Essence, so I think he it definitely made sense for him to do a couple more dream bosses.
I'm gonna see Stone Sanctuary checked as well.
Sal skipping the arena above King's Station, I think. But
that is understandable at the equipment they are at. And that is dash slash. That is half of the way to the obtain 2 nail arts or goal on the board as well.
Yep. Pyro's just gonna not do no eyes because I don't think there's actually anything else that they need at Essence.
No, it seems like all of Essence is relatively low, which is good for Pyro.
Yep. All of it costs less than 300 Essence.
And another white fragment at King's, that could potentially be, if Pyro's opts to buy that, instead of
they
saving
would need
Geo.
King's Brand first, of course.
Yes. Pyro's just doing some Green Path cleanup. Heading on to Thorns, which could be something with Dash, but it is totally possible that this is not logic at all, since the Dream Warriors supposedly not actually in logic in Easy.
Not sure what. Oh, is Sal going for Grubs in City?
Yeah, this seems like that play.
Could be a little bit slow. Actually, you would need Dive, for one of those Grubs.
Pyro's opting to pick up the journal now. That will give him a slight edge when it comes to the Crystal Crawler journal entry goal, since he won't have to go back for it afterwards.
Pretty quickly, given that he has the Crystal Peaks Darkroom bench. And he has a couple of spells.
And it looks like that is exactly what he is going to do. Warping straight there.
I suspect Sal is about to turn this into a Kingdom's Edge Oro play for check 2 Nail Masters.
Right, and there we go.
Yep, there's that goal. As soon as he
there you go.
Marks that off. Yep.
So Pyro's with a pretty early goal lead and a lot more movement. It's not really looking great for Sal right now, but hopefully there might be something there could be something at Oro. But the chances of that not high. And there is a Shade Cloak as well for Pyros.
Not actually all that impactful on this board, I think.
Yeah. While helpful, it tends to be something that's only really useful for a couple of goals.
Although they do have Trampath and Shade Cloak, so that does mean they can do Sharp Shadow, I think.
Yeah.
Pyros, ooh, ouch.
Dying there to
Crystal Guardian, yeah.
That is quite painful. It takes a fair bit of time, especially considering that that is where he sort of would have hoped to get the bench.
I mean, unless he's planning on skipping to CG2, which I would not be doing that this early in the race,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
It certainly didn't look like he was intending to die there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sal is
Right.
gonna make it to Oro with 1 HP.
Right. And unfortunately nothing.
Yep. Nothing relevant, but it is a goal.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Sal realizes you don't actually have to buy that item, you just have to check what it is. But
Right. Yeah, Pyro's definitely not going. And accidentally wakes up Crystal Guardian as well, trying to get his shade back.
Well,
he's going to have to
I
fight
think he
him
was
once
planning
again.
on fighting Crystal Guardian again anyway. It's just that
It is worth noting that with Dream Nail and spells, it is possible to kill Crystal Guardian without actually fighting him, as he still takes damage when he's in his still sitting on the bench state.
yeah, you can Dream Nail him to get some essence and then use spells, and then it won't even wake him up.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it looks like Pyros is also going to be doing the skip into city.
Right.
Do they actually have access to city in Logic?
I don't currently believe so. Unless Logic... they do have access via Deep Nest.
Yeah, they could
taking
go
the tram.
through... Yeah, Queen's Gardens to Deep Nest, actually, I think. Or, well, not even Queen's Gardens, necessarily.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Well,
could
that
go...
would be a very long way round, so it is nice to have
It
this
is much
skip
faster,
available at
yeah.
least.
But I think technically city is, in fact, in Logic, so... It's not that absurd of a play. Sal's on the way to Rafters. And probably after that to go sell to Lem.
An elegant key in Rafters, a sort of beautiful thing to get here, as that is immediately usable, though there isn't much reason to at this point, considering it is after all only one check for a fairly long fight, especially with little damage.
And Pyros is actually going to be doing this check here. Which we saw Sal skip.
This arena particularly not massively difficult if you have wraiths, as you can immediately take out the flying dudes. And that is Pyros' second white fragment.
So that's actually 3 already. So.
Unfortunately,
still
not a
not
blackout.
very useful though without Kingsbrand.
Yeah.
Sal, I think, is planning on going to get a nail upgrade or 2.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sal still only has 1 pale ore, and there was only 1 more shops, so can't quite get nail 3 yet.
Pyro's opting to buy.
Gonna buy it anyway. Might as well.
It is nice to have, as you then do not have to equip King's Soul as well. Though, considering how much geo is required on this board for the 8 map pins, if either of them chooses to go for that...
Yeah,
which
that's
it looks
actually
like
a
Sal
good
is
point.
going to spend...
Pyros could go for that right now. He could buy those 8 map pins. I think it costs like maybe 1,000 geo to buy them all.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And he should also have a couple of relics he can sell to them.
Yep.
So that is certainly doable, but it looks like he's instead opting to follow Sal into Kingdom's Edge.
Yeah, interesting point actually. Sal didn't go up to Coliseum to splash the NPC in the hot spring, which might be what Pyros is planning on doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and we see him climbing up as well. And it looks like Sal is now just realized that and is now going back up there, but unfortunately going to be locked out quite decisively due to not having a dash.
Well, I think part of it also was that Sal had trouble climbing up to the Acid Lake part of the Kingdom's Edge because of not having dash.
Yeah, that is a fairly tricky jump.
As you can see, Sal having a little bit of trouble with right here. There you go. Yeah, you can do it with Claw, but it is a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
And yeah, Pyros is going to get to this first, easily. Barring any massive mishaps.
Alright. And unfortunately nothing of the Great Hopper, which is more or less a required damage tank. As...
well, not required. Pyros does have Shaded Cloak and Claw.
Yeah.
So, could theoretically have gotten out of there without taking damage, but it doesn't really matter because Pyros is still almost at full HP.
Yeah.
He's not about to die. Gonna check what's at Coliseum. Rancid Egg and a Charm Notch. Okay, nothing too useful.
Alright. We could also see Pyros go for Pale Lurker here.
Yep, and there's
there it is.
splash. And there's the getting marked.
It's interesting to see. Yeah, Sal is going to immediately abandon that goal.
Yeah.
Probably realizing that Pyros has a massive advantage when it comes to doing Pearl Lurker, even if Sal has got nail upgrades.
Yep. There's a duplicate Dreamer below Pale Lurker. And it looks like Pyros is actually going to be going after Pale Lurker himself also. Especially because that's a goal.
Yeah.
Sal, meanwhile, I think is going down into Ancient Basin to talk to Cloth. That's my guess.
Yes. It also is also slightly worth noting, though I suppose Sal does have a lot of geo now, that since they do not have the tram pass, they cannot get the tram pass bench. So they will probably end up buying the toll bench. And considering how much geo is required for both the 8 map pins goal and the Nell 3 goal, it could turn out to require another cell to Lem later on.
Pyros with a kill on Pale Lurker, and it gives another Pale Ore.
Right. So now we're going to end up with...
Looks like...
So Sal is unlikely to find that.
Pyros has not marked Pale Lurker. I will be honest, I didn't notice it was on the board until he actually started doing Pale Lurker either,
Yeah.
but...
Sal, unfortunately, unable to talk to Cloth without dash, actually. Which... I did not actually realize was a requirement.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Oh, there's Dreamgate, actually. That's a goal.
There we go.
So...
At least it's one more... something else.
Yeah, that's something for Sal, at least.
To compensate for the lost goal from not having the movement to get to Cloth.
Ooh, 1 HP. Please don't die. These Bellflies can be a little bit tricky if you don't have dash. Need to be able to get out of the way quickly.
Yeah, certainly. Sal being very careful here in Basin.
Does not want to die. Oh, there's another copy of Dream Nail. Not actually useful anymore, but yeah.
Oh!
That is really unlucky that guy was just in the exact wrong place. And Pyros is buying the bench pins, or the map pins.
Alright.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. The Dream Nail at the fountain is relevant for Path of Pain, if we eventually get there.
Yeah. So it looks like we now... Sal's going to take the very long trek back to get the Shade. To get all his gear back. Which is really unfortunate, especially considering that it was possible for him to have picked up Tram Pass and get the bench first.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Pyro's 5th goal. Technically his 6th, but he still hasn't marked Pale Lurker. Which I think he just forgot was on the board.
Yeah. There isn't much reason to hold that, especially considering that he did mark Splash the NPC.
Yep. Okay, Sal's back here already. Just needs to... There's the Shade. Good.
Right. Only slightly saddened by the lack of the all stag stations Shade skip to get up to Hidden Station, but
yep,
that is a very finicky skip.
Yeah, it's not something I would expect to see without without someone who's done it a whole lot of times before.
Yeah. And this check here for the Charm Notch, extremely annoying if you don't have Dive. As you have to go through this really lengthy corridor.
Yep. Technically you can just damage boost through the...
Pyro is attempting to fireball through the wall. Unfortunately, it does not have Shade Soul, so that fireball will not go through. Ooh.
Oh, that's... Okay, that's... Yeah, that's huge.
Very significant. That's immediately Dreamnail Willow's Meal, and a lot more movement as well. It's also extremely easy access to Hornet 2 if he chooses to do so, though he does not have that much damage.
Yeah, he would probably want to get some
spell upgrades
first. Has Pyro's been to Queen Station?
I don't actually believe he has.
So that would make sense as to why he's not immediately going for that goal.
Yeah. It's like instead he's going to be going to talk to Cloth.
Talk to Cloth and maybe also Broken Vessel. Given that he now has wings, he can go ahead and do that. I mean, now Sal's checking autopilot seal, which I don't believe we've seen. Ooh, that's Shawn Stone from Pyros, which
very nice to have in terms
Sal
of
actually
bosses.
checked. Or Sal actually did not check that, but could have checked.
But of course, that check without dash is very finicky.
It's a bit trickier, yeah. I don't think it's actually in logic without dash. Sal, it looks like, might be going into Fog Canyon, maybe, but without having dash, that definitely makes the Charm Notch check a whole lot harder.
Pyro's taking off Void Heart.
And then putting it back on, just because why not?
I suppose that is an absolutely essential charm.
Sal getting some more grubs. Is Sal thinking about getting the dash for 18 grubs? Because that's the only other thing that I remember being at grubs of any use. Oh, is Sal going for the
It looks like we're going to see the Charm Notch here. Ooh. Taking 4 damage right in the opening of the room.
Hopefully Sal doesn't end up giving up on this, because otherwise this could be...
Yeah, this could be very unfortunate. But it looks like...
Sal's managed to figure out how to Dream Nail one of these guys to get some soul back. Unfortunately, kills them by standing too close with Spore Shroom. So can't do that again, but...
It's like trying to figure out... There we go. I'm just going to damage boost through her. And unfortunately going to die. That is very unfortunate.
Oh, and Pyros finally marks Pale Lurker.
And it looks like to Broken Vessel now.
Yep. That would be my guess. Yeah, Sal is just being... Just having a awful time thanks to not having dash. That's just been very unfortunate for Sal.
Yeah, it's just when dash is one of those pieces of movement that can really make or break a seed like this, because when so many of the goals are spread out, you really have to be moving between areas as quickly as possible and not having dash.
Oh, hidden
and
station.
Another hidden station snag. That is actually a goal.
That's a goal, yes. So, Pyro's going to need to take a stag to somewhere else in order to ride the stag there, but that should actually be, Yep, that's that goal.
Afraid we're going to have some Dearest Hermophates there. And it looks like now we're going to go back and have Broken Vessel, which, while only 2 checks, is also a goal. So...
And Sal is giving up on the Charm Notch play.
Ah.
That hurts to see.
Alright. This is really very unfortunate because that was one piece of movement that could have really made up for not having dash. In the, especially with some of the jumps that usually require dash, wings can substitute fairly well to make life a little bit easier. Is Sal opting to go to Umu?
Opting to at least get the bench, I think.
Hmm.
I would be surprised if Sal actually fought Umu right now.
Yeah.
Although I guess get 2 Dreamers checks is on the board.
Looks like he is.
Yeah, that's okay. Probably gonna do this and then do Watcher Knights is my guess.
Yeah. Alright. Seeing everyone's having 2 boss fights here, one significantly more exciting than the other. Fortunately, just a little bit less equipment for Sal than any percent, because he does not have Shaman Stone.
Or Dash.
Or Dash, indeed.
But having Nail 2 actually should help make up for that a bit.
And Strength as well.
Yes, Nail 2 and Strength.
Staying close to Umu during the damage cycles may be able to get fairly quickly.
Just get a whole bunch of nail hits.
Right, and Pyro's getting Broken Vessel.
Like an easy Broken Vessel fight. That's 9 for Pyros. Just needs 4 more goals in order to win. And of course, Dreamnail Willow's Meal is an easy one that he can get as soon as he goes to Queen's Station.
Right. It's interesting to see what is next. There we go. Looks like he is going to go for Willow's Meal now. Which is...
Yep.
Sal getting the kill on Umu after a pretty long fight. That is a very... Umu can be very difficult when you have not many spells, because it is quite hard, especially considering how much knockback he takes on current patch, to keep up with him, to stay close enough to nail.
And of course, Pyro is getting all the checks along the way.
Yeah.
Including the Pale Ore, which might incentivize him to go get Nail 3.
I believe that's his second Pearl Ore, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
So,
it's his second,
Chapel.
and there is another one in shops. Although I think the one in shops was like...
It was over 1,000 Geo.
Which means Pyros will need a bit more money in order to get Nail 3. Although he might be able to sell to Lem again.
Right.
There's Dreamnail Willow's Meal. Yep. Sal, meanwhile, is in Crystal Peak for some reason.
If Sal had found wings, this would actually be really good for him, because he could get that dash above Cornifer very easily. But
might still be able to get the dash above Cornifer, but it's a lot trickier without some extra movement.
Yeah. It looks like he's going to go for it. Oh, maybe he's not sure if it's possible.
Yeah, not going for it. That's unfortunate.
Alright.
Meanwhile, Pyro's, it looks like, is going to be, I guess, is heading into Deep Nest.
It's very unfortunate, actually.
Midwife.
Considering Sal has known about the dash location for the longest out of the two of them. How he has still not decided to farm up the essence needed.
Pyros finds another copy of Fireball. Maybe not the spell he was hoping for, but still a good spell to have.
Yeah.
Sal doing the safe strats against Crystal Guardian, which honestly, given Nail 2 and Strength, is probably slower than just fighting him.
Yeah. Looks like we might see a check Shio here. With all the movement that Pyros does have.
Yeah. That's not a bad play. Meanwhile, Sal continuing through Crystal Peaks.
There aren't a whole bunch of checks available, actually. Other than a low percent crystal heart, which would be interesting. Conga line.
The Conga line, yeah. But other than that, or the
I don't believe the Geo chest is actually possible without some form of horizontal.
Yeah, it needs. I think you can actually get it with Dash Master plus Sprint Master, but that's not an easy logic, I think.
Yeah.
Pyro's
electing to
fighting Grim. I guess having Shade Soul Stone makes it not too bad, but
considering looking at the goals on the board, electing not to bow to Grim.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are lots of goals that he could go for.
It's like strictly suboptimal to actually hit Grim at that point, just because he just ends up doing the extra balloon attack, which just wastes time.
We will never know them in Palace people.
The urge to just mash through his text and then smack him around. I think I may have done that myself twice.
Got to respect Grim, though.
Yeah, well. In the meantime, Sal is heading into waterways, which we haven't seen, so this could be something.
I was making really good use of that Shade Soul that he's just picked up recently, as well.
We still have no idea where Dive is, which is important for Grubs in City of Tears and for Radiant Boss.
There we go. Sal managing the Wurm Pogo there and getting rewarded with Don't Have Stag.
Not one of the stags we're looking for.
Hmm. Sprint Master for Sal, finally a break from the lack of movement, though
it is
rather
barely
small.
a movement speed increase.
Hmm. Selecting... Oh, there we go.
There we go. Equipping Defender's Crest
Hmm.
for some reason.
Oh, with this movement speed, when you've been dashless for most of the siege, can definitely feel like an absolute
Is Sal
massive
going to be
advantage.
farming Geo maybe for Nail 3? I don't know what Sal's doing here.
Not picking up the Geo though. Maybe just
Yeah, no, just
opting to kill the Great Hopper.
okay. There's Resting Ground Stag from Grim, another
Right.
less than useful stag.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Sal's doing here in Kingdom's Edge. Maybe going for Hornet 2?
Hmm. It is possible with Nail 2 and Strength. It is not exactly the worst fight to be going for. Though it is a little bit annoying without lots of spell damage.
Yeah,
and especially without dash.
And without wings.
She can easily get away from you without dash, since she can just run away most of the time.
Pyro is going to go check Sharp Shadow.
There's also a point, without dash, I believe the Aspid Pogo to get to Hornet 2 is a little bit worse as well.
Sal's just continuing past. I'm not sure where Sal's going.
Sal does know that Pyros has gone to Colo. It could be that Sal believes that Pyro got his movement at Colo, and maybe trying to get there faster. Yeah, it is interesting to see Pyro's still going for random checks, despite the fact that there are a couple of pretty easily obtainable goals that he could probably rush to win roundabout now.
Yeah, he could be going
for Hornet 2.
Could also be going for Talk to Midwife, although I guess he is slowly working his way towards that one just by being a deep nest.
Yeah. Unfortunately, nothing from that very long gauntlet.
Going to city storerooms. I guess we haven't actually seen any of that yet.
Yeah.
So, not a bad play.
He does also have Elegant Key, which could signal that he is choosing to do that, because with the damage he has, that is actually not too far out of check.
There's Queen's Station.
Unfortunately, no longer useful for him.
Yeah. Queen's Garden is the one that's on the board right now. Or King's Station.
Yeah. Sal just having a quick look at the memorial to the Hollow Knight there.
Yep. Does Sal have the 2 pale ore needed for...
I believe that Sal has... Well, there was one at Pale Lurker. I do not believe Sal actually has found the 3rd accessible pale ore. Which... It could be why he's still going for checks. Though it looks like he might be going to Sanctum now.
Yeah.
Or to Waterway. Waterways? City Storms, even.
And Pyros is going to be checking Black Egg Temple, given that he has
Right.
2 normal Dreamers plus the duplicate Dreamer. Yeah, Sal's going to be doing... Oh, actually, could still be either Soul Sanctum or City Storms. Don't quite know yet. Gonna be doing Shade Soul check first. Like, shouldn't be too bad with Nail 2 strength.
It's a tiny bit risky not getting the bench first, but...
Simple Key and Black Egg Temple.
Right. I do believe that is Pyros' first, actually, so we'll probably see Waterways now from him, which we unfortunately know to be empty unless the upwards check. And a Vanilla Shade Soul for Sal.
Dearest Homothety.
Indeed. At least it's some more damage.
Yep.
Sal not getting the bench
not even
either.
getting the bench, just going straight to... It does make some sense, given that it's a place that you probably would not expect your opponent to check.
Yeah.
Getting the lever skip. Unfortunately, can't dash / the lever because
He
it
does
doesn't
not have dash. It is interesting to think what he is thinking right now with still having not grabbed the Dashed Essence. It could be that he just forgot, or due to Dash not actually being in Logic. But sorry, Dream Bosses not being Dream Warriors. Sorry, not being in Logic without it. That he believes there's a dash elsewhere, which we know to be most likely locked behind wings, actually.
I think there should be still one copy of Dash that we haven't seen somewhere.
Yeah.
There's the one at Essence, the one above Cornifer, and one... whatever that other one was that Pyros got.
Yeah. Pyro's got the one above Cornifer, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
As his second one.
The one at Grubbs is the one I'm forgetting. Yeah.
Right.
We've seen
Picking up Sprint Master.
Dashes, yes.
And he's got his second nail art as well from the upper egg.
Yep. So that's 2 nail arts.
Right.
11-3. Ours just needs 2 more goals.
Yeah.
You can get it with nail 3 and maybe 2 Dreamers checks.
Yeah.
Or nail 3 and Midwife. Or Midwife and 2 Dreamers checks. if he's thinking of going to distant village anyway.
It's like he's actually going to go check Dashmaster now, and most likely save Beretta as well.
Beretta as well. Yep. Sal making good progress in the Soul Master fight.
Struggling a little bit with the lever skip there.
Yep.
But getting it eventually.
Unbreakable Heart. Gets a nice
Enemy
Pogo.
Pogo there to get up the right side. Always appreciates small optimizations like that. Oh, and then unfortunately jumping into spikes. It's going so well.
And Soul Master is basically useless.
Unfortunate.
Can't check the other item down there with dive.
It's possible Sal was hoping for a French vanilla dive in Sanctum, in hopes of being able to get the City of Tears Grub's goal. But unfortunately, no luck there.
Yep.
Oh.
Or accidentally leaving.
The classic
Picking up the item.
walk in, walk out. That is, I believe, the only indoors room in the game to have the door on the right-hand side, which does sort of mess with your muscle memory.
Also worth noting that if Pyros finds C-Dash, he could go do Path of Pain if he wants to buy the other copy of Dreamnail from Fountain.
That would certainly be a way to finish this, but...
Indeed. Looks like he's going to be doing Mantis Lords. Still doing checks instead of getting the last goals.
Yeah. It could be that he's not, perhaps, 100% comfortable with a Hornet 2, though he does have a lot of damage. It could be that he might be waiting for dive or something similar. But even then...
Yeah, he does have actually a lot of goals that he could be doing right now.
Yeah. For example, he could finish by,
Yeah, just going to Bungle Core. Oh, there's a bit shriek. Oh, there's one goal. If
looks like he is now just...
Okay, now he marks it. There we go.
Going to win by just finding every random goal, it seems.
I do hope he finds C-Dash and then just finishes Path Pain. That would be nice to see.
Yes. There'll certainly be some content to end the seed with.
No, maybe he's just going to Hornet 2, looks like.
Yeah, right. Looks like he is going to now fight the bullet and go to Hornet with no dive.
Gonna be going and fighting Grim, which Pyros already did, and I think it turned out to be useless.
Yes. I believe it was a seal or an egg or something.
Yeah, something.
Similarly useless.
But yeah, this is going to be over pretty soon, I think. So it looks like Pyro is heading straight to Hornet 2.
Sal putting Grimchild back on at the Dirtmouth bench. Usually if Grimchild does not spawn inside the tent.
Either save and quit, or you have to
Deploy
deploy
a bench inside.
Yeah.
There we go. That's good for Sal.
And meanwhile, Pyros is
gone back
did
to.
He maybe realize he can get nail 3 or something?
Yeah. Maybe he just didn't feel like doing a boss for the end of the seed.
I just don't understand what Pyros is doing at this point.
Yeah.
He's made
a. I suppose he's just he sees how full the board is for him, and is just sort of trying to get more checks so he doesn't have to put, I suppose, as much effort into something like Hornet 2.
Also, just the sheer disrespect for Grim, by the way.
Yeah, both runners opting to disrespect Grim by hitting him in the face as he bows. Bowing to Grim is, after all, a great honor that everyone should take.
So, does Pyros have retail ore? I didn't think he did, but... Or maybe he's just trying to get some nail upgrades in order to fight Hornet 2.
Yeah, that seems to be it.
That's what he's doing, yep. Yeah, Pyros would need C-Dash in order to do Path of Pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just doing Hornet.
Ooh, Sal dying to Grim.
Grim, yeah. Grim is actually surprisingly tricky without dash.
Yeah. And then they made slightly easier with something like wings.
Yeah.
As he can catch you out in the air fairly often as you go to jump over him.
Oh, and Sal tries to go back into the fight and still has the Grimchild bug. Yeah.
So you're just going to have...
Yeah.
Also interesting to see Pyro's opted not to actually use Shaman Stone in this fight.
Yep.
Despite having Shade Soul, that would be a pretty big piece of damage to do.
Enough charm notches for both
Shaman
Stone and Strength. But yeah, that's a game.
Right.
Yep, and that's it.
Right.
So
well, unfortunate to see.
Get the in here just for a quick interview.
All right.
And I guess we'll be seeing what's at cast off shell.
A dupe Mantis Claw. Particularly good sense of humor there.
Yeah. It just really hurts that Sal never found a single dash.
Yeah.
It's just not finding dash, also not finding wings.
Yeah. That wings was particularly painful considering Sal was in the room spent a lot of time there and then decided to give up on it after getting his shade back.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're gonna. They didn't get the.
Mhm.
Having some issues with getting them to join us for anything.
Yeah.
But,
Faraz is opting to just run around a bit. See if we can send him an invite.
odd happened.
Right.
There we go.
Hello.
I'm
There we
here.
go.
Oh, I
Excellent.
feel bad for how much I've destroyed Gun here. Oh god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was unfortunate. GunslinginSal never found a single dash.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I got lucky with the second one, but the first one I just grinded it out.
the first one
Yeah.
was
Did
an
he not check? Did he not
Sal-
check essence?
He did. I think he did, but never actually killed any of the dream bosses in order to get the essence for
Yeah.
dash.
Oh, and
Or-
I straight away grinded it out because it both
Yeah.
had Shriek
I mean,
and
you had already done 0 before even checking essence, just
Yeah.
because it was on the board. But yeah,
I
So-
was looking for either Dive or Crystal Heart or anything because I wanted to do Path of Pain for the content, but I couldn't find Crystal Heart anywhere.
yeah. There was also I think there was a pale ore in a shop that you could have used to get nail 3.
I could have, but Hornet
And you
2
also
is more
could have
content.
Brew Deepness to talk to Midwife
Yep,
or get 2
Yeah.
Dreamers checks.
I could have done that, yep.
But yeah,
There were a lot of options for me to do, considering I had
Yeah.
everything other than C Heart.
Yep.
That seed did not work out very well for Sal, especially considering the wings as well. Sal was actually in the same room, unfortunately died to the explosions, and after getting his shade, opted to not continue.
Oh, so he didn't get the wings from it. Oh.
Yeah.
yeah, he was in that room in the Fog Canyon Sharp Notch room and died once, and then went back and did the shade and didn't try again.
When Gun gets here, he's going to be. Did Gun get invited?
I have sent an invite over.
I've done 2 of the 3 things that my copy pasta says I should do. I didn't do Morlik though, and knowing me, Morlik will be something good now.
You also didn't do Watcher Nights.
Yeah.
So
Excuse me, but
which is always the right move.
okay, no, I didn't do Watcher Knights, but you know what I should have done? I should have done Mantis Lords, and I wanted to do Mantis Lords, but then after doing that, I found Abyss Shriek, and I thought, no, I'm just finishing.
Yeah.
Finishing off his...
Finding the, what was that? That was in Fungal Core? Through Fungal Core?
Yep.
Yeah, that was Fungal Core Egg.
Yeah. Found Abyss Shriek, and then just decided, you only need one more goal, might as well go do it.
I was thinking that maybe I could find Queen's Garden Stag and get 2 goals, and that would be the end of it, but... You deal with what you deal with. You deal with what you're dealt, I was meant to say.
Yeah. gonna
Does-
have to see if we can.
Does Gun know that Jamie has sent him an invite?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Haven't gotten a response from.
Mm.
So,
I just want to know where all the dives were.
yeah, you could try regenerating the seed with spoiler log on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that after checking this one more goal. Because can't.
Mm.
Oh.
That is actually what I just launched up Hollow Knight to do.
Well, time to check what the spoiler log says. There we go. That's the seed.
So yeah, like where was C dash? Where was dive?
Mm.
And where were the other stag stations?
I was hoping that Hornet 2 would have been the last nail art.
And instead it turned out to be the duplicate claw.
Mm.
Yeah. But
He gets
if it
sense of
was
humour.
the other C there, if it was the last nail art, and then NMG was something, I would have laughed. That would have been just the cherry on the cake.
Mm.
Okay, so what was NMG anyway? Oh, it was just a mouse child.
Oh well.
Alright.
Where was C dash at? Wonder.
Mm.
There was a simple key in the Crystal Peaks that I haven't gotten because I didn't fully complete the Crystal Peak checks.
Crystal Heart at King's...
At Sly,
Oh, wait, no, this is the wrong log. That would be why.
Crystal Heart, one of the Crystal Hearts was at Sly. Up
At
behind the key.
Shopkeeper's Key?
Yeah.
Okay. Where Shopkeeper's Key was.
Oh, there was a Monarch Wings at Crystal Peak 80 Geo chest.
Um,
At least, I think.
Crusher's chest.
Mm. Oh,
I hope this is. Yeah, it is the correct one because Hidden Station Stag is at Hidden Station Stag.
Yep.
Mm.
And
Yep.
the other Crystal Heart was at Lifeblood Core.
At the
Oh,
egg?
yeah,
or
that's
at
another.
just Lifeblood
No.
Core?
Lifeblood Core itself.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so where was Kingsbrand?
I was actually wondering that because. Oh, it was at Fluke Nest!
Oh,
So it was dive
Right.
locked, and I didn't have dive because dive was behind Glowing Womb.
ooh.
Hmm.
So that would have been fun.
But the other
Well,
dive.
that can't be logic, yeah.
Technically, it could be logic depending on where the shopkeeper's key was.
Yeah.
And actually, it was Descending Dark, so it was not the dupe.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shopkeeper's Key or the other copies of dive.
Arcane Egg in Lifeblood Core was another dive.
Oh. So.
So both of them were
Inaccessible.
C-dash locked. And the last one was at Abyss Shriek.
Ooh.
So all of them were inaccessible.
So Abyss was stacked.
Abyss was stacked.
So where was
Kingsbrand was at Fluke Nest, meaning that Fluke Nest was the key.
Which means you have to have dive. So yeah, where was Shopkey?
Yeah.
I'm checking that right now. It was at Hera.
Oh, okay.
So the two Dreamers checks was actually much better of a choice for me than I initially thought.
Okay. Well, I guess maybe we aren't going to be getting GunslinginSal in for a post-race interview, so I think maybe we're just going to be ending it here then. I think.
I guess so.
So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I believe there is another race tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern between the Locusts and Choco Chip Pancakes.
Mhm.
So hope to see you there.
Alright. Yeah, that should be a interesting race.
Yeah. So till then, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for the race, Pyros. And yeah,
Thank you for the commentary.
we'll see everyone next time. Yeah.